Hey, how's it going, guys? So today in this video we're going to talk about rendering and how to do a very basic SolidWorks render. So I have this part from my previous video. That tutorial series is the basics of SolidWorks. So what we're going to do to start it out, we go here to SolidWorks add-ins, and we have this. It's called Photo View 360. Go ahead and click on that. As soon as you click on that, this will pop up, Render Tools, right here. Now, I do this a little bit weird, but I find that this is the best way of going about it. Hit Final Render to start it out, and this will have you add a camera. So from here, you can see over here, this is your camera. You can kind of drag it around, but how I like to do it is I like to select this box, and you can actually scroll with your scroll wheel, kind of get it how you like it, and then hit OK. So from there, what you want to do is you want to right click on the part and then edit its appearance. So you get this little drop down and then you select body. So right here you have appearances and you can open that up to a drop down. So we have a bunch of different appearances in this menu. So for this, we'll make it metal, and let's go bronze because bronze looks cool. So we'll select that, and it creates the part as a bronze part. And if you really zoom in, you can see like the individual grain, so it adds a texture on there as well. Now this right here, you can change the texture size based off of how you like it to look. I'll go about that big. This is a pretty small part, so it would make sense for the texture to be large. So then you click OK. So from here, I like to position this just a little bit off to the left here. If you notice, if you drag this over, it's actually in the middle, but it seems to be on the left. Reason being, that will center it for your actual render. So from here, go ahead and hit Final Render, and you'll get this. So this will be your integrated preview. It's not going to show much while it's actually rendering the part, but you can use this to kind of see what it would look like when it's done. From here, another menu should pop up, and that will be the actual render window. As you can see, we kind of get an idea of what the part's going to look like right here. And the final render tab should open up in just a second. So as you can see, the final render tab finally opened up. I think it's slow on my part because I'm recording this video, so adding a little bit of extra processing power on my computer. But from here, you can see it's slowly going across. Basically what that's doing is it's rendering the basic preview, and in a little bit here you'll see these little boxes that'll kind of go around the screen. What those are is each box is an individual core on your graphics processing unit, and it's processing each little chunk individually. So this can take quite a bit of time depending on the part and what your individual PC has in it, but it's not too terribly long. Okay, so I went ahead and I skipped forward. As you can see these little squares here? As they go across the screen, they are rendering individual chunks. And once that gets across the full screen, you'll have a rendered part. If you look down here, these are actually all the other renders that I've recently done. I can show you those in a bit once this is done rendering. But I'll go ahead and skip forward a little bit until this part is completely rendered, and I'll show you how to save it. Okay, we're back. So that took a little bit longer than expected due to me recording this video while rendering. I actually had to restart the process, and it sped it up quite a bit. So right here we have our final render, and if you look down here you can see a few previous renders that I did of a couple of other parts. And this holds I think the previous 10 renders you've done, so make sure you're saving. So right here, if you go to this, save image, then you can save it in a folder. As you can see, here's all the different renders I've done. So go ahead and name it and save it. So you can save it as a JPEG, or what I like to do is, if you look right here, PNG. So if you save it as a PNG, it actually cuts out the background, so you can put it on presentations with like a cutout background, and it really makes it look nice. So that's the basics of rendering. That's a very basic render there. As you can see here, this is the integrated preview window. So this does like a live preview. So if you rotate the part, you can actually see it update. So this is good so that you can kind of see what it's going to look like before you spend time rendering. But yeah, that's the basics of rendering a part in SolidWorks. And you should be able to render pretty much anything now. You can change different appearances, just play around with it. You can really do some great things. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I'll be posting more SolidWorks tutorials, so if that's something you're interested in, definitely check me out. I also have a website that does product development and 3D design for different companies. You can check that out at infinitycad3d.com. Thank you so much. Have a great day.